UFC 309 just finished up, and well, what did you expect? Jon Jones just TKO'd, the 41-year-old Unk of the heavyweight division, Stipe Miocic. It is what it is. Did anyone expect anything different? No. I honestly thought, to be honest, I thought Jon Jones was going to get like a Kimura submission, but practically the same thing. It is what it is, but is anyone surprised? Absolutely not. Even that post-fight interview, in the octagon with Joe Rogan, you could tell that boy did not want to fight Aspinall. He did not want to fight anyone other than Pereira. Maybe it seemed like, I'll stick around. He's gaslighting everyone. Maybe, again, this is some of his strategy to get some more money. I don't know. I just watched some of the post-fight press conference, and Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall again. He wants to only fight Pereira. Again, it might be strategy to get more money. I don't know. At this point, there's no way karma exists. There's no way there's a god out there that's letting Jon Jones get away with this shit scot-free. It makes no sense, I'm hoping we get that Tom Aspinall fight. I'm not. It's like a 50% right now. If you put a gun to my head and say, will we get a Tom Aspinall fight? I would have to go with no, to be honest. I don't think Jon fights Aspinall. I think he retires. I think he plays some mind games here and there. I think he plays some games with the UFC. I don't think they get the numbers right, and I just don't think he wants to fight Aspinall. But regardless, as you guys can see, I have every single winner and Michael Chandler on screen. We're going to do some rare matchmaking, give them their next opponent, who they're going to fight and why, and also have those prelims. We'll run through those later. We'll go through super fast on those prelims, but stay with this main card right now. Jon Jones, it's either retirement or Tom Aspinall. Again, 50-50 type of thing, whether or not we get that fight. I'm hoping we get that fight because I think Aspinall is the guy to put out Jon's lights, and I'll stand on this till the day I die. I think Aspinall knocks out Jon Jones, and I also think Jon Jones would have got knocked out by Francis Ngannou, but it is what it is. We'll never see that fight. I don't think we see this fight either. Jon Jones will duck Tom Aspinall. I think in the next coming days, I'm going to make a video on, why Jon Jones should and shouldn't fight Tom Aspinall. I think I'm going to make that video in the next coming days. If you guys have any inputs you want to put for that video, let me know in the comments below. But I think I'm going to have that out maybe around Tuesday-ish, around there. But yeah, Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall, obviously the next fight to make for Jon Jones. If they make Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira, we boycott the UFC. I would be so pissed if they make that fight. Regardless, let's keep moving on. Charles Oliveira, he beat Michael Chandler in a really, I'm not even gonna say it wasn't competitive, but a good fight for Charles Oliveira. Lots of improvements from Charles Oliveira. You love to see it, but again, you have to take it with a grain of salt. That was a Michael Chandler who hasn't fought in 4 years. So yes, he was dominant, but take it with a grain of salt. Regardless, he's gonna be in the attendance for Makhachev and Arman, so he's on next up. I don't even think he gets winner of that, to be honest. I think we see Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway 2 before we see him go for the belt next, because I think, I have a video coming out in a few weeks of predicting every UFC pay-per-view of 2025. I don't think we see Charles Oliveira versus Makhachev, or the winner of Makhachev versus Arman, to be honest. So in the meantime, the lightweight division is jam-packed right now. There's no real number one contender other than Armand. So let's get some other fights building up. Let's get some guys on a good win streak to fight for the belt once things, clear up. Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway 2. You could do this for the BMF, but you don't have to. Winner of this gets the next title shot. I think is a great idea, to be honest. Another number one contender fight. Have this around April, I would say, would be a good time. Charles Oliveira, not the most active 155er, at least ever since he lost the belt. Yes, he is still active, but not super active, and I think April is a good time to come back. Let's go down to Michael Chandler. This boy looks like he's going to cry right now in this profile picture. You kind of have to feel bad for Michael Chandler. Put that boy on suicide watch. It is what it is. Hopes and dreams crushed for Michael Chandler. And to be honest, the UFC loves this boy. If you guys watched The Embedded, they gave this guy his own private jet. When you have Jon Jones and Stipe, they're all fine. They're not getting no PJ, I'm telling you that. But Michael Chandler got his own private jet. The UFC love this guy. They're going to give him a bounce back guy. Let's do Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush ready to come back anytime now, to be honest. Let's do like the Australian card. I could see this being on an Australian card just because that card doesn't seem to be getting much love and not a lot of people know who's going to be fighting there. It doesn't seem like there might not even be a title on that card, but I think this would be good in like a Sydney card. But I think that's what's next for Michael Chandler. You know, I think they're going to give them a bounce back win. You know, we saw it with old Tony Ferguson. He got that bounce back win. We gave him Dan Hooker. You know, looking back at it, good win for Michael Chandler, but not the most impressive win in his career, you know, and it's crazy that this boy only has those 2 wins in his resume in the UFC. So they're definitely going to look to give Michael Chandler a top guy in this division to get a good win in. And, you know, Beneil Dariush, I think it's over for Beneil Dariush. You know, I honestly see Chandler KOing Beneil Dariush. So let's run that one next. I could see it might even just be a 3-rounder. I don't think this would be a 5-rounder. I don't think it would be a co-main event. It could be. I don't know. I just know he's probably going to get a favorable matchup next. You know, Dana loves this guy. The UFC love him. So yeah, favorable matchup for Beneil Dariush. But also I don't see him getting a low-ranked, you know, name next. So I think Beneil Dariush, maybe even a Mateusz Gamrot. You could see that. But I think the Dariush fight is more favorable for Chandler. I don't think he gets a chance. I don't think he gets a Conor. I don't think Conor's coming back. Let's put that out there first. So he's not getting the Conor fight. It's so funny because Dana's like, yeah, you know, Conor's coming back early 2025. A few months later, oh yeah, Conor, you know, he's coming back late 2025 now. We'll get halfway through 2025. Conor McGregor is 100% coming back 2026, early 2026. And, you know, history will repeat itself. So that's what I think is going to go on with Conor. That boy's never stepping back inside the octagon. Chandler wasted 2 years being a retard. It is what it is. Bo Nickal got it done. You know, even Dana was saying in the post-fight press conference, you know, maybe a little bit too much of a bump up in competition. So best believe Bo Nickal's next fight will be against someone who's slightly, you know, lower than a Paul Craig. I think they're going to give him someone like a Andre Petroski, to be honest. I could see someone like him next, you know, a decent name value in this middleweight division. Also someone who Bo Nickal could easily get it done. And to be honest, I think Bo Nickal just has no power. You know, I was thinking back, you know, he KO'd like Woodburn, but who is Woodburn? He barely wobbled Paul Craig in his fight. And Paul Craig, you know, known to have a pretty weak chin, and also is coming off a knockout loss 5 months ago. Big chance throughout the whole fight of overrated. 100% Bo Nickal is overrated. Crazy came in there with a 1,200 favorite. Just crazy. Yes, he's overrated. That does not mean he's not good. He is good, just overrated. Everyone thought this dude was the second coming of Jesus for some reason. Not the case. Overrated, still good. He's not, I would be surprised if they give him, you know, more bigger names, more people higher up in the rankings than Paul Craig. I think we're going to see a decent step below Paul Craig for his next opponent. I think we see this roughly like February sometime. If Bo Nickal wants to be active, he was saying he wants to get 3 fights in 2025. So February seems like a good time to get it in. He got nothing. He took no damage this fight. Let's run this one February. Then finally, Ruffy got it done, you know. Brazilian Conor McGregor got his thing done. Battered Llontop, which was crazy. Llontop just showing, I believe Llontop never got finished in the UFC. Showed he has a good chin. And yeah, I think we feed him to, you know, it sucks to say, but Terrence McKinney, it is what it is. Get ready to get viciously knocked out by Ruffy. I think we give Mauricio Ruffy a new highlight reel KO on his resume in Terrence McKinney. Terrence McKinney, one of these guys, it's either he gets a flashy highlight reel knockout of the year contender, or he's the one getting knocked out brutally. So I think Mauricio Ruffy knocks this dude out cold, gets one of his best highlights to date. Yeah, let's run this one next. Sorry to say, McKinney, but it is what it is. Let's run down to these prelims. We'll run through these real quick because I know a lot of you guys don't really give like 2 shits about the prelims. We'll run through them quickly. Marcus McGhee, I told you would get it done. He got it done. I think, you know, we start moving him up the division. I think we give him 1 fight here, and then we look into like a top 5-ish guy. Again, he's a little bit older in this division. It's now or never for him. Rob Font, you know, someone who just came off fraud checking the Jesus-looking dude, freaking Phillips. So let's give him another up-and-coming guy. He doesn't deserve anyone higher. Rob Font, you know, he's not like he has an amazing resume right now. It's not like his not resume, but like winning streak. It's not like he deserves to jump up. Marcus McGhee, Rob Font. This could be a co-main event in a non-pay-per-view event. Let's run this one next. Jim Miller wants to do a few more fights and retire. I say we only give him, other unks. I need Jim Miller, only battle the unks here. No up-and-coming guys, only older guys. I think a stupidly fun fight. We could do this guy. If he loses to this guy, we could do someone like a Clay Guida. We could even do Clay Guida after this guy. It is what it is. Only like fun old unk fights for Jim Miller. And to start those off, Michael Johnson. I think this would be a fun matchup. Both these guys over the hill. I think this would be a pretty competitive fight as well. Johnson could 100% put Jim Miller's lights out. And to be honest, he might be a good bit faster than Jim Miller, and we might see somewhat of a similar performance to the Bobby Green fight. But let's run this one next. I think this would be fun. Battle the unks. Yeah, I think we have like 3-4 more fights Jim Miller wants to get done until he's over. So let's do this one next. Going down, David Onama got it done. I don't think we reward him with someone super high up in the rankings, because he did fight someone who was, super short notice, and he did amazing, way better than anyone would have thought. He has a very bright future. But David Onama, let's give him a name value in this division, not someone super high up. I think if he beats this guy, we look at someone like a Cub Swanson. But before that, I think we give him Alex Caceres. We don't need to rush David Onama. We can give him some of these older guys, give him a bit of a name, some highlights on his resume. I think we do that one next. Alex Caceres, David Onama. If David Onama gets that one done, we do Cub Swanson. That could even be like a co-main to a fight night card. Let's keep moving down though. Marcin Tybura, I told you guys, I'm not going to pick any fat heavyweight to beat like a Marcin Tybura, a Spivak. I'm not going to pick any unranked guys to ever beat these guys, because there's a difference between the unranked and the ranked heavyweight. Yes, they're all practically ass, but the unranked are just so garbage. With that being said, let's give Tybura a ranked opponent. It's still gonna be lower ranked than what he is now, because it's not like he has a impressive winning streak or anything. Waldo Cortez Acosta. Let's run this one next. This one, again, I could see Tybura winning this one. I could also see Costa winning this one. I don't care. It's low level heavyweight MMA. It is what it is. Let's go down. Ramiz got it done. Ramiz, to be honest, I don't want to give him a old guy, because I don't see much of a big future for him. It's not like he's undefeated in the UFC. He has some losses. So let's give him, someone similar to him, a up and coming guy. Someone, I think this guy I'm matching up with has a better winning streak. But Billy Goff, winner of this, we can start building up more and more. But both these guys fairly unknown, fairly new in the UFC. Let's run these two next. Oban Elliott got that knockout win. Let's give him a bump up the rankings, but a fight that I think would be really close and just really fun. Carlos Leal, if you guys don't remember, he was a guy who came up short notice to fight Renat, and it was a super close fight where I think Carlos Leal actually got it done. But Leal is also probably on all the sauce as well. This dude was juiced to the gills, so a good name for Oban to get on his resume. But Carlos Leal looked really good there, so I think this is a fun matchup. Winner of this, we can start promoting a little bit more. Let's finish this one off. I don't even care. Let's do Eduarda versus Marina Marzo. I don't care. Let's run these ones next. This was UFC 309. Was it better than we expected? Honestly, it was about on par. We all knew that the Charles Oliveira Michael Chandler fight was going to be the best fight on this card. It turned out that was true. And then the women's fight in the main card was the worst, and we knew that in the video I made on the tier list. We knew that shit was gonna happen. It was so bad, I'm not even gonna matchmake them. Who gives a? Yeah, now we have to look forward to UFC 310. It is what it is. That card's not looking that great either. And then we have the fight night card next week, so damn early. It is what it is. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of UFC 309? Do you think Jon Jones is going to fight Aspinall, or is his ass going to just retire? Because honestly, I think he's retiring. I don't think we see Jon Jones versus Aspinall, unfortunately, because, life just doesn't work like that. We don't get to see, serial women beaters and serial drug addicts, serial drug cheats. We don't see them get what they deserve. It is what it is. This boy can go out, retire, beat the shit out of his wife so his kids have to call the cops. That will be his life after the UFC. It is what it is. It sucks to say. I would love to just watch, Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, so we can finally see Jon Jones stiffen like a board. But I don't think that's gonna happen. It is what it is. Again, let me know what you thought of UFC 309 and quickly look at this shit too, because 99% of you guys watch this shit for free. Your boy has been grinding, putting in that work, pumping out that content. And yeah, all I'm asking, help your boy out get to 1,000 subscribers. That's all I gotta ask. With all that being said, boys, there's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.